Hello fellow cyborgs, and today I want to tell you the results of my autumnal reread TBR. In my last video I perused my shelves and chose the autumnally picks that I currently have on them that I've already read, and I asked you to vote in the community polls to pick an audiobook and a physical book for me to reread this autumn. Almost 100 votes were cast, and I wanted to tell you the results today. There were 5 books in each poll to choose from. For the audiobooks, your choices were between Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, The Master by Colm Tóibín, Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, and The Mayor of Casterbridge by Thomas Hardy. For the physical book that I would reread, your choices were between Patrin by Teresa Kishkin, Her Fearful Symmetry by Audrey Niffenegger, My Cousin Rachel by Daphne du Maurier, The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, and Tam Lin by Pamela Dean. So first I want to talk to you about the results from the polls themselves, and then we'll factor in the extra votes that were left in the comment section of the video and my final determination of my autumnal reread TBR. So let's start in the audiobook. With 2 votes was The Master by Colm Tóibín, so that was not a very popular one for you guys to choose from. I assume that it's because I was not convinced that it was very autumnally, but I'm not 100% sure. Gaining 6 points each was Great Expectations and The Mayor of Casterbridge. So those 6 votes each for Great Expectation and The Mayor of Casterbridge, maybe you guys were taking pity on me and didn't want to thrust any more victober reads on me. I'm not sure, but those are probably not going to be read as per these poll results. The winner was very neck and neck for a long time, but the way the poll came out with 16 votes was Something Wicked This Way Comes, and the winner with 17 was The Night Circus. So with these last 2, Something Wicked This Way Comes and The Night Circus, it sounds like you guys really wanted me to get the most of the autumnal vibes, and you were split on whether or not we were going to go with a spooky Bradbury or a delightful, lovely sensory overload of The Night Circus. So let's wait and see what'll actually happen after we look at the comment votes as well. But before we do that, let's look at the initial poll results for the physical reread. So with only 1 vote was Patrin by Teresa Kishkin. I'm glad this got at least 1 vote. I'm assuming it was not more popular because you guys haven't really heard about it, no one else has talked about it, and the fact that if I really super enjoyed it, you wouldn't necessarily be able to get easy access to it. I'm the same way. Sometimes when I'm watching booktubers who are reading books that are really hard to come by or they haven't been translated into English, my brain kind of tunes off because no matter how wonderful of a reading experience this is, I will never be able to partake. So I get it. With only 3 votes was Her Fearful Symmetry by Audrey Niffenegger. Maybe again that was because I wasn't sure of how autumnally it would be. I'm not 100% sure. I thought this would get more votes. With 9 votes came Tam Lin by Pamela Dean, and I'm assuming that this one, the dark academia vibes probably intrigued 9 of you, but I'm also thinking that you didn't want me to have to read like a 500, 600 page book over the 3 months, so I thank you. I would have done it, and I will do it one of these autumns, but not this one. And then the top 2 were also neck and neck for a long time, but then one seemed to pull ahead pretty definitively. With 17 votes is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. And then the winner, at least in the preliminaries, with 21 votes is My Cousin Rachel. Maybe it's because My Cousin Rachel is such a beautiful copy. Maybe it's because you guys are more du Maurier fans than you are Gaiman, but it was close. It was close for a while. It flip-flopped a few times. So now looking at the comment section, there were only 6 votes in the comment section. So I don't know if a lot of you didn't have time to watch the video before I posted the results, or if you didn't want to comment. I know I'm really bad at commenting on videos. I just listen and then I forget to actually comment. But in any case, let's look at the audiobook results first. So 1 person voted for Great Expectations, and then 2 different people voted for The Night Circus in the comments. So with that, Great Expectations has broken the tie, and it is slightly more preferred by you than The Mayor of Casterbridge for my audiobook reread. And this also very much solidifies The Night Circus as the audiobook winner. It now has 19 votes with the final count versus the runner-up, which is Something Wicked This Way Comes, has the 16. So it looks like I will be listening to The Night Circus this year. And then moving on to the physical books, there was 1 vote for The Graveyard Book, 1 vote for Tam Lin, and 2 votes for My Cousin Rachel. So that still leaves Tam Lin squarely in the middle in 3rd place with 10 votes. The Graveyard Book now has 18, but My Cousin Rachel has 23. So My Cousin Rachel is definitely a physical book that I will be rereading this autumn. So right now my autumnal reread TBR includes the following 3 books: Poems, Bewitched, and Haunted, which I told you I was going to read myself; My Cousin Rachel by Daphne du Maurier, which I will be reading with my my eyes, and The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, which I will be rereading with my ears. However, a little birdie told me, which is one of my best friends, that she was really voting for The Graveyard Book and Something Wicked This Way Comes. And since both of those are middle grade picks, there's a possibility that I might be able to squeeze those in as well. And I recently saw the Victober 2022 announcements from the 5 lovely hosts who are hosting the month-long readathon in October, and the group book this year is The Mayor of Casterbridge. So as it stands right now, I think I've previously talked about my Victober TBR to pretty much just be the second, third, and maybe fourth books in the Palliser series by Anthony Trollope. My plan is to binge those audiobooks, so I'm assuming that my audiobook listening is going to be pretty much taken up by those 3 Victorian audiobooks. The titles of those are Phineas Finn, the Eustace Diamonds, and Phineas Redux. So my plan is to hybrid read The Mayor of Casterbridge, where I want to listen to the audiobook that is narrated by Pamela Gerlich because I really liked it so much. However, I think I want to sit down at night, read the 2 chapters a day, which is the current schedule for that Victober read along, and follow along in my book. So I think that I will be reading The Mayor of Casterbridge in October as a hybrid ear and eyeball reading experience. Since my audiobook listening will be pretty much taken up in October, I don't want to commit to anything else. That means that I need to definitely listen to The Night Circus and Something Wicked This Way Comes in September or November. I'm thinking I might start with Something Wicked This Way Comes because it's a little bit more spooky and I want to get amped up for the Halloween season before Halloween, whereas The Night Circus is just wonderfully autumnal, and it might be nice to still celebrate autumn after Halloween, where the only thing I have to look forward to is Thanksgiving, which is fine, but definitely not as fun of a holiday as Halloween. And then I think in a similar vein, The Graveyard Book, since that's more spooky, reading that in September, and then saving My Cousin Rachel for November because it's not directly Halloween-y, and being able to enjoy that spooky, gothic, atmospheric read once Halloween is over might be a nice treat. So even though it's pretty risky of me to put off the books that I definitely have to read that you guys assign to me till the last month of the season, that definitely is questionable as far as making sure I get those read, I think it will be doable. So the schedule right now is that throughout September and October, I will be reading through Poems Bewitched and Haunted. In September, I will be attempting to read Something Wicked This Way Comes with my ears and The Graveyard Book with my eyes. For Victober, I will be rereading The Mayor of Casterbridge, both with my ears and my eyes, as well as reading through my ears Phineas Finn, the Eustace Diamonds, and maybe Phineas Redux as well, all 3 by Anthony Trollope. And then finally in November, I will be getting to The Night Circus with my ears and My Cousin Rachel with my eyes. My intent right now is to film some check-ins with this autumnal reread TBR throughout the season so you can know how I'm doing with getting through those 6 books that I've promised to you. I'm really excited to be participating in Victober this year, and I'm thinking of recording some Victober specific videos. So if there's anything you particularly want to hear me discuss, then let me know in the comments down below. Did you want me to talk about the worst Victorian books I've ever read? The best ones that I've ever read? The ones that were the most forgettable? Did you want me to look back at my Victober TBRs and see the rankings that I gave those books that I actually read and how successful or enjoyable past Victober years have been? Or did you want to know about my Victorian TBR and the books that are really on my radar and I want to read next? What would you like to hear me blather on about? And hopefully I can get some videos in the works for you. Well, thank you for watching, and thank you to everyone who voted in the community poll and also in the comment section. I really appreciate your participation. And until next time, reread something that makes you embrace the season and continue to be lovely.